Hold on, let me climb on this rope. And...
Alright.
Oh, yeah, that would only suck completely.
Pretty sure that's the last, like, bear trap puzzle.
I'm pretty sure that flying bear traps is a colossal pain in the ass.
I love that. Look, this is like a little camp. They've got tree houses in the background there
and
as
tires
well.
And I mean, there is very much a treehouse imagery, which does play in something later in the game. But these kids...
watch the spider in this.
Yep. Just killed a kid.
He had impaled a kid on his leg.
Yeah.
And dropped it. I didn't notice that until like 2 playthroughs ago. Because I was so focused on...
going forward.
Yeah. Getting away from it. Alright, this is another part that makes me kind of nervous right here.
Yeah, because
if you miss this jump, you're kind of fucked.
And you have to sit in the danger zone.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Sometimes
if you fall, like that jump is just long enough. If you don't get it just right, you're screwed.
And the fact that you have to sit right there in the danger zone and use the spider as your, as your method of progressing. Yeah, shit.
If you want to, you haven't played this game and you want to use my LP as a little guide for you.
So far, it's pretty viable, actually. In fact, KD is quite skilled. Little beer break there. We suggest you take frequent beer breaks during this game, as you will need them if you haven't played it before.
I don't know if beer helps. I do know one time I tried to play this and I was just super tired and I was missing everything. Like, you have to be on point.
Yeah, I could see that.
To do this.
It might be
I'm not saying beer is going to hurt you. I'm just saying if you're, like, sleepy. I was, like, falling asleep.
I'd say don't play it if you've had a couple, but, having a beer with you to relax a little bit.
Well, this is my third, so...
Yeah, but you also know what you're doing. Oh, shit. Okay, so he's down to one limb. It's on now, motherfucker.
Alright. Hello. You!
And what's interesting is...
I want you for the spider army.
Join the spider army.
The little things that come out at...
yeah.
Like little tendons or whatever. Now I'm rolling a testicle, basically.
Big hairy spider ball. Ugh. I want you for the spider army. Join me and fight the Fly Nation.
The old buzzing sound.
Yep.
This spider is just like, he's had a day.
Yeah, he's fucked. Well, it's not good for me, but I still want you to join the spider army. Hopefully soon we'll get air support from a moth equipped with a lightning bug, or possibly the Mexican Air Force. Stay tuned.
That's clearly an actual
a kid in a cage. So it is interesting too, where you pull that leg off that spider just now. That is the only bit of offense this kid will ever do in this game. Like in terms of straight up fighting something.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get...
Yeah.
No, this one is obviously about to break, so... Oh, fuck you. Well, I got it anyway.
There you go. Yeah, that's the only really offense... I mean, like the traps, he's using traps, but that is the only straight up, like, combat offense he does in the game, is ripping that leg off.
Yeah. The rest of the time you're using traps against... Yeah. If you're...
Which... And I almost feel like they put that in there to be a little cathartic, because they put that spider as, like, sort of like a nemesis enemy for a while. It's like, okay, you get to finish it off.
What the hell is that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's
Here's the first little maggots that you come across in the water. So here, this is the turning point in the game for me.
Okay.
This is where it gets serious.
Yeah.
That music coming in.
It tells you something's fucked up. And clearly you see a white thing on this guy's head. Nope, just fuck it. I'm going to walk in here.
There's a dead kid in the background there in the water.
Yeah. And for the record, apparently there's no swimming in Limbo for anybody.
If the water gets above your head, you're dead.
Let me just drag this body up here. Never know when you'll need a corpse, guys. Boy Scout handbook. Be prepared with corpses. Slide him on down
This is a
there.
fairly easy puzzle in my opinion. It's not hard to figure out what you're supposed to do there.
No, that one feels
all
pretty
right, here
simple.
we go. Oh wait, no, that's not the first.
Yeah, you can run past this
step
one.
on these. Those two worms, or I don't even know what the fuck those things hanging.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
exactly
the things hanging down from the ceiling. I don't know what those are, but they were fighting over a maggot, which sort of gives you a clue as to what you're supposed to do. Oh god.
So this one is on and then off, right?
Oh god. Oh, I thought I would miss that.
So you see that puzzle. The first one you want to jump on the lever. The second one you want to not touch the lever.
Fuck these kids.
Yeah, they're wearing... It's interesting because they're wearing, like, military helmets, like World War I doughboy
It almost seems
helmets.
like you're playing. You'd be playing.
Yeah. It kind of does, doesn't it? Oh!
Yeah, fuck
But
that
apparently
kid.
we play for keeps, P.S.
And fuck this kid.
I mean, they were trying to kill you.
Yeah, so
They
fuck
had,
him.
yeah, trying to hit you with, blow darts, and they had a pit full of lawn darts down here. Oh, another kid
there's
hung
a
up
kid
there.
hanging
Yeah.
in the background.
And then clearly they've been shooting kids with these blowguns. This is a pretty shitty place wherever we
Yeah.
are. This is not where I'd recommend vacationing.
I don't know what it all means. Now we're getting into the machinery parts.
This part feels like a mine at first, but then it goes like straight up industrial, like out of nowhere later on.
I don't get any of it.
I really don't, because like up till now it sort of made sense, and even the mines make a little bit of sense. Like you're out in the woods, these kids are playing, you're trying to escape, whatever, and then okay, there's a mine with some leftover rusty machinery you're trying to get through. That makes sense to me too, but it's later where it starts to break down to me, because of course an abandoned mine's probably out in the woods. But yeah. Whew. I've never seen it happen, but I'm assuming if you fell through those gears, you would die, right?
I've never actually done that before.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm not
would
sure.
guess, but
So for this puzzle, I like to get them about even,
makes sense.
and then
Haul ass.
you got plenty,
you got plenty of time
plenty
there,
of
yeah.
clearance. If you get them even, it's
Plenty
fine.
of clearance. How much clearance do you need? Clarence Carter. Clarence
Let's rename
Thomas?
this kid Clarence.
Hey,
Oh, we get a puppy. We got a little puppy.
I'm not sure what that
He
thing
went
is.
under the ground.
Bye, buddy. Oh, here's the shitty things.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck this is.
Basically, so describe exactly what's happening here, because I've never played it.
So the worms jump into your head. They control you. Whatever direction you're facing, you're gonna like walk.
Okay.
All you can do is slow yourself down or speed up.
But when you hit
and
the
jump.
bright light,
When you hit the light, it reverses you. So it becomes a puzzle sort of mechanic.
okay. But the
So
good
now
news
you
is
have to find these things, and they'll eat the worms out of your head. So now I have control of myself again.
those are basically your only friends in the game.
Yeah.
Those weird ass worm things hanging from the ceiling. They're on your side. They alone.
I don't know what they are.
I don't know what any of this shit
I need
is.
to like look that up because I'm really not sure what those are.
Yeah.
Hey, puppy.
I don't know.
Hi, little
I don't
guy.
know what that thing is.
Oh, he's cute.
Pardon?
He likes to eat this stuff.
Ah.
See?
Oh, and then you have to chase
Watch
him
him
the other
slide
way.
on his butt down into this wheel. It's adorable. Whee! And now it's sad though because he's trapped in the wheel forever. But I'm gonna use him to start the rain.
Also, apparently you can completely generate rain. So there's that going for you.
Now the rain becomes part of the puzzles as well. You'll see why.
Because
Or
you'll
how.
have fluid dynamics.
Why
of it.
and how?
Indeed.
And how?
And how? Andy McDowell?
This feels like a very relaxed run through this game so far. I'm waiting for shit to pop off.
Yeah.
So I need to pull that a little closer. It needs to be about middle.
Makes sense.
As long
So,
as I can reach that pipe.
with the rain and now you have water puzzles and things, trying to fill up and float things, as it were. So, I like a game that uses fluids well. That's a weird thing to say, but I mean, water or other, liquids that it uses to solve puzzles and has good fluid
You
dynamics.
use your fluids well. Hey!
Damn right, I do. I don't know. Sure, I'll own that. What the...
I don't know.
I don't... I've written my name in the snow in cursive, yes. I've used my fluids quite well, thank you. But that is not an LP
Never
world, I'll
tried
show you. Well, you're doing it on hard mode by comparison. I've got something of a pen, if you will.
I don't even know what I have. I was trying to come up with something there. And
Well, it's more like I have the pen and you have the inkwell. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, hi, how are you guys doing? We're playing a game, aren't we?
Pee doesn't come out of there, Andy. Sorry.
I was talking about ink.
Alright, this playthrough has gone off the rails.
No, so far that thing was completely on the rail right there. You pull. And yes, I'm aware of the basic anatomy.
Okay.
I'm just choosing to be humorous. Like my funny bone. Oh, terrible puns are terrible. So this one is one of the first ones that you have to be doing a pretty constant timing of your actions.
I hate this part. So this box has a hole in it, so it only gives you just enough time to get up here before the water fills it. And it sinks back down.
Yep. Now, thankfully, you've got plenty of time from here because it's just doing that. But you got to make that jump, otherwise you are fucked.
Yeah, this part's filling with water already, so...
Yeah.
And this, if you don't catch this balloon in time, you're screwed as well. So you gotta watch closely.
And you don't want to, panic and cut the balloon off.
Okay.
I like that they give you that little, that little slope there so you can roll the balloon down and get away from it.
Yeah, you don't have to push it all the way over.
So that does help. And also that it has that slope that guides it in.
Yeah. That would be a pain in the ass if you had to be very precise about where you put it.
It almost feels like...
That's what she said. I don't know.
Well, if you're not very precise about where you put it, it could be a literal pain in the ass. Yeah. Take a deep breath, honey. We're getting experimental. Looking at... There's a certain smoothness to these puzzles so far that I feel like is lost later in the game.
Yeah, I did read some criticisms about it. They were like, the first half of the game felt like it was very polished, and then the second half of the game felt like it was very just sort of thrown together.
And it makes me wonder if there's not two completely different people or teams in charge of the puzzles in the first and second half of the game.
Oh, God. I thought it was going to
And one was better than the other, or more dialed in than the other. Or it could be a thing where...
I feel like it was just, maybe rushed at the end.
That's also quite possible. They reached a point where they were like, fuck it, ship it. Because it is a very small studio. They did have... I was reading, they have investors who, owned part of the studio when it happened. They also, I believe, had grants from... I forget what country they're from. It's a Nordic country, but they got grants to make the game.
Oh, come on!
This one sucks because you have to very... Yeah, there you go.
Oh, God. I have to grab that without that thing falling down into my head.
Yep. But I guess they, like I said, they did get grants, and the amount of grant applications in that country after this game came out and had its success, tripled or quadrupled or something like that.
I really haven't read enough about the studio.
Yeah. I just knowing, this game, wanting to know more about it, and trying to remember what time it is, I did a little bit of research. I guess, too, the cool thing is, this game made, $7.5 million for them. And I think that's even before
and I downloaded it for free. I feel like an asshole.
I wouldn't, because I think that $7.5 million is before it even was, ported to the PS3 a year later. But they made enough to buy themselves back from their investors, so the studio owns itself. And also, a lot of Inside was funded by the money they made from this game.
That's cool.
So.
Also, I know nothing about Inside. I have avoided watching all videos of it.
Yeah.
I know nothing. I'm not going to spoil it for myself.
Yeah, I know.
So we'll play that on the channel eventually, and I'm going to be going in blind, I think.
It was interesting, too. Well, actually, let me come back to that. There's one thing I want to say about what's going on the screen. The fact that the screen itself, the world, seems to be shaking left and right.
That happens when the worm is in your head.
Oh,
it does that weird,
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know if that was a thing to maybe a foreshadowing for later.
No, it's cool. I like that when the worm drops in your head, it does that thing, and then it also appears to tilt the world sometimes a little bit. So now it's straight again.
Cool. But it was interesting talking about Inside. Penny Arcade did a comic about how it's impossible to talk about that game without providing any spoilers whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a really long jump. Yeah. All right, and now when I was trying to get the achievement for 5 or less deaths, this is the part... Actually, wait, we're not there yet. Not quite yet. We're almost there. We'll see it in a second. The place I tried to get through to with 0 deaths. Mm-hmm. If I didn't I didn't get to the hotel sign with out dying, I basically restarted.
Yeah.
So here we go.
This is where the weird ass timing puzzles start to come in.
This is where shit starts getting real. And I'm actually gonna take a bathroom break right now.
So we'll hit pause.
Yeah.
It's going pretty well though.
Yeah.
I like it. And honestly, I think I will even